meetings for us. He's the director of our Mentor-Protege program. He had a conflict today, so I'm going to take us through the presentation, also go over the letting slides, and we're going to do a couple other things. We have the North Region assistant engineer that's going to speak to us. So we will get started, and I am going to let everybody introduce themselves when I can get this to move. Okay. As I said, I'm Ronica Ondoxson. On our team, Christine Lewis is on the line with us, and Donald Taylor. Christine, you want to introduce yourself and just tell us a little bit about what you do with the team?
Sure. This is Christine Lewis. I come from a marketing and communications background, so that's a lot of the work that I do. I work with some of our DBEs to help them get their business develop or their marketing communications documents in order, websites, capability statements, and things like that. So, Donald?
Yes, I'm Donald Taylor. My primary role is to work with the DBEs on their back office, finance and accounting, estimating, project management, things of that nature, and also some with the business development and things, and then also help them improve their relationship with the prime contractors and so forth.
Okay, and I have changed to the screen that has all of our supportive services partners on it. If any DBEs on the line, don't know who your supportive service is or need to contact them, they're all listed here, and I believe everybody is on the line on the meeting today. I know Danielle and Natoya are, Cynthia, I think I saw, Donald and Sherry from West Alabama. We appreciate you guys partnering with us on these. We think it's really beneficial to the DBEs to get to kind of talk to everybody, at least this once a month, to find out what everybody's doing and the events that are upcoming. I'm going to go back to our agenda. So I'm going to go through the letting projects. We have, like I said, a North Region overview. When we first started these letting seminars, we were doing them in person, and our goal was to kind of cross the state. We would do Huntsville, Birmingham, Montgomery, Mobile, so that we could catch everybody. We did the first one in Huntsville, and then everything shifted to online because of COVID, but that hasn't necessarily been bad because we've been able to reach all of our DBEs every month. So it's worked out fine, I think, for us and for everybody. Then we're going to talk about a couple of supportive service events that are coming up, and then we'll talk a little bit about our October event, which there's not an actual letting in the month of October. It's November the 6th. So I am going to take myself off video while I go through my slides. So we will go ahead and get into the letting slides and into the letting for this month. We're going to go over 9 projects. This letting, even though there are a lot of projects on here, this is the month for a lot of guardrail projects and things like that. So a lot of the projects are not of that great an interest to some of the DBEs. But I have picked the 9 projects that I think that everyone should look at. There is one very large project that we're going to go over kind of in depth. So our first project is in Wilcox County. You can see the DBE goals, 5%. This is bridge replacement. So when we get to the tentative bidders, you'll see a lot of the bridge construction companies in Alabama that you normally see. The bracket estimate on this is about 5.5 to over 6 million. Work types, removal, demolition, there's an old bridge, head walls, guardrail, fence. There's hauling on this. There's still reinforcement on this project. So anybody that's in that business, I would encourage you to contact the primes bidding. There's erosion control, and there's also bituminous scoring. So your tentative bidders, you can see there, Scott Bridge, Bridge Builders of Alabama, KeAirra, John G. Walton, McInnes, Newell and Bush, and Murphy Bridge. So anybody bidding on this project, I would encourage you to get in touch with those tentative bidders. Our second project is in Marine County. There's another DBE million to almost 5 million. Pretty much the same work types. You've got steel reinforcement on this one. You have bituminous scoring on this one also, and almost exactly the same companies. S.A. Graham is added to this one. So once again, check with those bidders. Project 8 is in Lawrence County, also a 5% DBE goal. This is another bridge replacement. This is 2.3 to about $3 million. Again, the same work types, demolition, hauling, steel reinforcement, some guardrail, erosion control. But like we say, we encourage you to, go to the Aldot website, look at all the work types listed for this job, and see if there's anything that you're interested in. Not just the things that I list. I just pull out the major work types that I know our DBEs are doing. Tentative bidders, Dement Construction, Miller & Miller, Scott Bridge, B.H. Craig, the Bridge Builders of Alabama, Newell & Bush, and Wright Brothers Construction, which I believe Wright Brothers is out of Tennessee. Mobile County, 4% DBE goal. This is another bridge replacement, 3 million to almost 4 million. Almost exactly the same work types on these bridge replacements. Scott Bridge, McInnes, Murphy, John G. Walton, and Newell and Bush. Project 14, Shelby County. There's a 4% goal on this. This is kind of an interesting project. This is a greenway, sidewalk installation, pedestrian bridge. So it's kind of different. I would encourage you, if you're in concrete work, sidewalk, to go and look at this entire project and see what all of the work types are. It's 1.5 million to almost 2 million. There's concrete removal, there's retaining wall. Like I said, the bulk of this project is concrete, so there's a lot of work in that area. Tentative bidders, there are several, so if you're in the concrete business, you might want to talk to some of these: Gillespie, KeAirra, Cornerstone, Carcel and G, the Bridge Builders of Alabama, Newell and Bush, Triple J, CB&A, and Winston Contracting. Project 44 in Lee County. This is a 10% DBE goal. This is one of the higher ones that we've seen in a while for a DBE goal. Roadway improvements. This is 2 million to a little over 2.5 million is the bracket estimate. There's demolition, hauling, bituminous scoring on this one. There's waterline work on this project. If you do any kind of utility work, there's water main, fire hydrant, water meter. So if you have, utility type work in your work codes, this one might be one that you might want to look at. Tentative bidders, Robinson Paving, they're out of Georgia. Parcel and G, East Alabama, and D&J Enterprises. Project 50 is in Chilton County. There's a 4% DBE goal. This is another bridge project. Bracket estimates 1.3 to 1.6 million. Fewer work types on this, hauling, some guardrail, and erosion control. You see the tentative bidders there. There are only 4. Project 56 is in Etowah and Cherokee counties with an 8% DBE goal. This is a huge, huge project. Bracket estimate 38 million to 46.5 million. This project is going to go on for a long time. You see the working days, 520. There will be a lot of work and a lot of opportunity on this project. This is in East Alabama. There are multiple work types that DBEs could do. The removal and demolition, there is structure demolition in this one. Hauling, there's steel reinforcement, lots of concrete work with culverts, junction boxes, all kinds of things. So if you're in the concrete business, steel reinforcement. There's fencing on this one, which I know we have a few DBEs that do fencing. There's quite a bit of fencing on this project. Again, there's utility pipe on this. There's drainage pipe and storm and sewer. If you do any utility work, there's also erosion control. There are a lot of bidders on this project. Newell Road Builders, KeAirra, WS Newell, Wiregrass, Carcel and G, Good Hope, AG Peltz, McCartney, Brassfield and Gorey, which is a huge company in Birmingham. They're even bidding on it. Wright Brothers Construction out of Tennessee. So, you know, if you're a DBE that is in East Alabama or you're a DBE that travels all over the state, encourage you to get in touch with all of these bidders. Like I said, there's going to be tons of work to be had on this project, and it is a long-term project at 520 days.
Ms. Undoxon, this is John. You mentioned the tentative bidders list. You have encouraged DBEs to get in touch with those contractors who reside on the tentative bidders list. Question for clarity. Do the DBEs know how to get in touch with the contractors being listed on the tentative bidders list?
Well, I hope so. We've covered that before, but if they go to the Mentor-Protege website, Christine, please chime in if I go off the rails on this. We do have a link to the prime contractors list, I believe, which will give them, Christine, is it emails and phone numbers or just emails?
I'm checking. I don't remember, and I was a little bit distracted while I was trying to get our guest on.
Okay. Yes.
I think it has a phone number.
Yeah. So we have that linked. But if there's a DBE that, you know, does not know where that information is, we're more than happy to help them.
Monica, this is Cynthia Matlock. They can go to the CCN website, and when they click on plan holders bidders list, it will be right next to whatever call number. They can click on that, and it will have the phone numbers, and some of them have emails, but all of them will have a phone number. So they can go to the CCN website for that information.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, so there's a couple of options to find that information.
On our resources page, there's a whole list of things.
Okay.
If you want to share my screen for a second, I can show you, or you can pull it up, Ronica, and share your screen. But
Let's see.
This is John again. This is an opportunity for DBEs to get work. DBEs have always said they need an opportunity to get work. Here it is.
Yeah. And I'm putting the link to our resources page in the chat box. So
Okay,
actually
good.
anybody that's on can just go there.
Okay, thank you so much. I think, let's see. Yeah, that may be my last one. Nope, we have one more slide. Let me go through this slide and then we will talk about these if we have any questions. Project 68 is Limestone County, a 5% DBE goal. This is another bridge widening, bracket estimates almost 2.8 to 3.4. Some of the same work types, hauling guardrail, steel reinforcement, erosion control. Lots of bidders on this one also. Dement, Reed, who's big here in North Alabama. This is a North Alabama project. Miller and Miller, BH Craig, McInnes, Carsland G, Bridge Builders, Newell and Bush, and Wright Brothers. So another good project here in North Alabama with a pretty good DBE goal on it.
Carsland G is a DBE company. Just Ms. Sterling pointed that out.
Oh, okay. Do any of the DBs on the line have any specific questions about the letting list, a project that you're interested in? We did not have a prime contractor. Everybody is busy bidding, evidently, on this long list of letting projects. But we are glad to take any questions and have your questions answered if you have something for a specific prime contractor, or if there's a specific prime contractor that you want to get in touch with.
This is John. Once again, I think from a prior bid letting seminar, it was stated by one of the prime contractors present for that event that they would take DBE quotes up to the day preceding the letting day. So there's still opportunity for DBEs to get their quotes in for this project. The bid letting date, if I'm not mistaken, is September 25th.
That's correct. They still have all of next week, Monday through Thursday, to get bids in. Christine, do I have any questions through chat?
This is John. I'll kind of help kill time, so to speak.
No, that's okay. If I don't have questions.
This is, as I've always reiterated, this is how Aldot does business. They have repeated this process for the last 30 years. We are now emphasizing the actual bid letting day and what should be preceded in a DBE's mindset to get their quotes together for submission to interested bidders days leading up to the bid letting date. So this is how Aldot does business. If you have any questions, DBEs, on how Aldot does business, I would encourage you to contact your supportive services folks, and then they can relay any questions they may have to their region, or they can call central office here in Montgomery. Our basic goal is to get answers to your questions because we want you to bid these projects.
Christine, let me know that we had a question on chat. A DBE asked, was it best to submit a bid via mail or email? All of the contractors are accustomed to email bids. Probably, I think that's the majority, the way the majority of subcontractors send in their bids. So that's perfectly fine.
There was a follow-up to that question.
Okay.
Can you hear me, Ronica?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Specifically with primes that they've never had contact with, and we've actually covered this in the seminars a number of times with the primes that have been guests. They really would like to, they would really like to establish relationships with people submitting bids. They're more likely to accept, be open to bids with DBEs who they know and whose work they know and who they have a relationship with. So the advice that we've heard over and over again is reach out, make some contact with the prime that you're going to submit a bid to before you actually submit the bid.
Yes, I think that's true. We even had one prime say that unless they actually had met the DBE, knew a little bit about them, they normally would not use an unsolicited bid from someone that they just absolutely didn't know anything about. So that's why it's crucial when the tentative bidders list comes out. I send the link and let everybody see early who's bidding even before we do this letting seminar. So, you know, just every month go through that list and you'll see a pattern of who bids in your area, and just make it a point to, you know, go and see them. And the estimators have said time and again, they're happy to meet with you. They're happy to get to know you, know what your business is, know what your capabilities are. So don't be put off by that. Absolutely go and see them.
And with regard to capabilities, you know, a good thing to include in when you initiate contact would be a nice looking capability statement. So that way, you know, it's like you're submitting your resume. You're not just introducing yourself, you're telling them what you can do for them, what value you can bring to them.
Okay. If we don't have any more questions, we have the North Region Aldot office is going to do a presentation for us. We're happy to have them with us. I know KeAirra is on. I don't know if our assistant engineer is on. KeAirra, do you want to go ahead and start?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning. We are both on. We had some technical difficulties this morning, but we are here. We're actually on the presentation via iPhone right now. But we are both in our conference room, so we are ready whenever you are.
All right. I have the slides.
Okay.
So, yeah, just whenever you want me to go to the next one, just let me know.
Okay. So again, good morning. We are the Alabama Department of Transportation, the North Region. I am KeAirra M. Green, the North Region EEO officer, and I have the Assistant North Region Engineer, Mr. Rhoden, with me. He's going to speak on the letting and give you some more details about how our North Region office is ran. But before he does that, I'm going to give a background of Aldot and how EEO plays a part in the DBE and everything and of that sort. So you can move to the next slide. Hello?
Okay. It should be up.
Okay.
Did you want to go to that to this one, or you want to go ahead to the
about Aldot? I think my phone is moving slower. Okay. So about Aldot, many of you already know, but if you don't, Aldot, the department is organized into 5 geographic regions with a central office located in Montgomery. A little about our mission. Our mission is to provide a safe, efficient, environmentally sound intermodal transportation system for all users, especially the taxpayers of Alabama. We also facilitate economic and social development and prosperity through the efficient movement of people and goods and facilitate intermodal connections within Alabama. Aldot also must demand excellence in transportation and be involved in promoting adequate funding to promote and maintain Alabama's transportation infrastructure. You can move to the next slide. Equal employment. As I stated, I am the North Region Equal Employment Opportunity Officer, and DBE falls under EEO because we always encourage the DBEs that are women-owned, minority-owned, and socially and economically disadvantaged to participate in contract opportunities. These opportunities that they probably would not be considered in normally, but like I said, Aldot is great in offering DBE these opportunities. A little on my end, I verify all the DBE on-site employee reviews. We usually do a DBE review on the first day of work on the project. And then monthly, the project managers, excuse me, will go and do employee interviews, and they'll send them to me, and then I will verify information with the contractors. I also execute and coordinate all contract compliance with the DBEs, making sure they are following all of the federal guidelines for federal highway and things of that nature. You can move to the next slide. This is a little about Aldot's North Region. We have our region office located in Huntsville, Alabama, where Mr. Rhoden and I work. We also have our area offices located in Gunnersville and Tuscumbia areas, and project offices are located in and around the 13 counties covered by the North Region. And as you can see, our 13 counties include Lauderdale, Colbert, Franklin, Lawrence, Limestone, Morgan, Coleman, Madison, Marshall, Jackson, DeKalb, Cherokee, and Etowah. So the North Region covers a great amount as far as Aldot goes. Right, and Mr. Rhoden will speak on the next few slides, so I will pass it over to him.
Good morning. I'm Robin Rhoden. I am the Assistant Region Engineer for the North Region, as KeAirra had said. The responsibility for Aldot, and particularly the North Region, is that we design, construct, inspect the construction of, and maintain the state routes in North Alabama. The North Region consists of our boss, the Region Engineer, Curtis Vincent. He was unable to participate this morning. We also have a pre-construction engineer, region office manager, and their staff that take care of the administrative and personnel activities in the region. We have a public information specialist that handles our media relations, and the area engineers in the two separate areas that are over the construction and maintenance operations. One of our biggest projects that we have coming up is, and that's going to be toward the end of this year when we let it, a $30 to $40 million project. Just come in and tell them
Okay, they should be able to hear you now.
Okay.
Pick his phone shut.
Can y'all hear me? My phone shut down.
We lost you for a minute. All right.
Did we get the part about the I-59 reconstruction?
No, I think you might have blinked out for a second. Could you please recapture that for us?
And one of our largest projects we have in North Alabama is a reconstruction of I-59 in the Fort Payne area. And I just came back on. Okay, it's going to be a $30 to $40 million project on I-59 to reconstruct the northbound lanes of I-59 in the Fort Payne area from mile 217 to mile 225. That's basically from Highway 35 going north from Fort Payne. The project will remove the old concrete pavement and reconstruct the roadway with either concrete or asphalt. It's an alternate bid project, and the project that has the lowest competitive bid will be awarded. The segment is approximately 8 miles long. It's the beginning of a large reconstruction of I-59. The highway is about 60 years old and reached the end of its useful life. So that's the reason for the need for the project. And with that, you can go to our last slide. And thank you. If you have any questions for KeAirra or myself.
Okay, thank you guys for being with us. I have a couple of questions. This is Monica. The project that you were just discussing, when will that be let?
Oh yeah, that's going to be either like November, January. Right now it's scheduled for a November letting, but it could be moved to January.
Okay, so we will.
But it's coming up pretty quick.
Okay, all right. We will have the DBEs keep an eye out for that. KeAirra, I had a question for you. Do all of the region offices have EEO officers, and can the DBEs contact you if they need anything?
Yes, each region has EEO officers. Here in the North region, it's just me, but in other regions, they'll either have an EEO senior and 2 EEOs under them. So other regions have about 2 or 3 EEOs working, but the North region has me. So in the North region, yes, they can contact me. And if I need to send them my information, or if you all would like to send them my information, that will work also.
Okay, thank you so much. So for the DBEs throughout the state, you know, it might be good to meet your EEO officer at your Aldot region office also.
Yes, yes. We have 5 different regions. So most regions cover 2 areas. So whichever area they're in, they can contact that EEO officer there. If they are not sure who to contact, they can still contact me, and I will put them in contact with that EEO officer.
Okay, great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes, this is John again. I think the DBE should be aware, and I'm sure Mr. Rhoden would agree with this, that when you are placed on an Aldot project, you have specific requirements that you have to perform. Those are outlined or should be outlined in your contract. If I was a DBE, I would be well versed on what was required of me if I'm going to place my crew on an Aldot project.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Huffman. Do we have any DBEs that have any questions for our North Region folks on the line with us? Thank you so much to both of you for being with us. We really appreciate it. We, want to develop partnerships with everybody in our region and through the state, and we appreciate you being with us today.
Thank you for having us.
All right, we are going to go to upcoming DBE events. This one is from the University of West Alabama. Sherry or Donald, do you guys want to say a few things about this?
No, I think I'm good.
No, I meant Donald Mills. Sorry, Donald.
Oh.
I forgot I had 2 Donalds on. This is, Sherry, are you still on? Okay, she may not be. This is the University of West Alabama. They just wanted their DBEs to know, the DBEs in the South region, they're doing their input for the DBE Pipeline newsletter, which is a quarterly newsletter that Aldot puts out about the DBE program. So if you have anything to submit for the South Alabama DBEs, if you would get in contact with Linda Delane or Sherry Stoudemire, and this will be on the presentation that you're emailed later, probably Monday, so you'll have their contact information.
Hey, Veronica, this is Danielle Barnes.
Hey.
Hey there. Okay. Just to clarify too, this is a fantastic form that UWA has put out to gather information from the DBEs in their area. The DBE Pipeline newsletter is a statewide publication, so we're actually taking articles, input, anything else from all of our DBEs and even our primes and our agencies across the state. This will be the third iteration of the DBE Pipeline newsletter. It's always chock full of information. We love to highlight things that are going on in the state of Alabama that have to do with our DBE community. And again, the primes and the agencies that are associated with that. So you can send, anybody can send whatever they like to either Mr. Lane and Ms. Stoudemire, or either even myself and Ms. Natoya Sterling up here in the North region, as we're kind of all working together to make sure that all of that information gets put in the newsletter.
Okay, and I know also that they love to have photos.
Yes.
Right, Danielle? So you can submit those also?
We love photos. Please,
Okay.
please, please, if you have photos of some of the jobs that you're working on or some of the things that you're proud of, even if it's something that, and I'll say it this way, we are most interested in things that have to do with Aldot and our DBEs and our primes. But if our DBEs and our primes and our agencies have other success stories, because we're interested in the overall success of those that we work with, submit that information too with pictures. We love all that.
Okay. And next we are going to go to an event, a really great opportunity for DBEs that Alabama A&M has partnered with Turner Construction. So Danielle, I'm going to let you talk about that.
Perfect. Thank you so much. So we're excited to launch and advertise the second iteration of the Turner School of Construction Management. Last year, we did a pilot program. It was in person. It was also 8 weeks along with Turner and AAMU facilities. And this is a fantastic program. Turner and also AAMU facilities are trying to make sure that the DBEs and the small businesses in our region and then also in our state are equipped with the information that they need to do business with not only Turner and Alabama A&M, but beyond. So it's an 8-week session this year that'll run from October 1st to November 19th. And we will have kind of 2 parts to it this year. One is a new part, which is resource sessions. That'll be 1 hour power hours on Tuesday that will kind of center around doing business with other organizations such as TVA, the Huntsville Airport, Tuscaloosa Bills, maybe NASA, and some other entities such as the Corps of Engineers, just to name a few. So those will be power hours that we'll have on Tuesday. And those are open to everybody across the state, anybody who wants to attend. But the TSCM class sessions that are going to be held on Thursdays from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., those are strictly for the cohort that will be selected to participate in this year's class. That cohort is about 20 people strong. Again, it's comprised of DBEs and small businesses who want to learn the background information of how to do business and how to also solidify your business to make sure that it's sound. So 9/24/20 is the deadline to apply. All classes this year are going to be virtual. We're a little bit heartbroken about that, but hey, that's the new normal that we're in. But these classes will be done through Zoom. If you have any questions, you can reach out to myself or Ms. Natoya Sterling. Again, applications are due 9/24. You do need to ping either Ms. Sterling or our Turner contact, Mr. Trayvon Heath, to get an application. So just let us know if you have any questions about that. But we welcome everybody from across the state.
Thank you, Danielle. That is all we have for this session. Christine, there's a link to our Mentor-Protege Program website right here. October's registration will be ready in a couple of weeks, but you can also go back if you missed any and listen to prior seminars. You know, if there's a DBE on the line that missed a seminar, you can go back and hear the past prime contractors. They've had some great you know, advice, tips, all kinds of things. So I encourage you to go back and listen to those if you missed a session. Does anybody have any last minute questions or anything else that they need to share?
This is John. Last time comment. I hope the DBs present on today's webinar have taken to heart the information presented about the Aldot bid letting and the components within each bid that has DBE work types that they can submit a quote on. You DBEs receive bid notice emails based on this September 25th letting a couple weeks ago. You have an opportunity within those weeks to look at your work type, look at what's required in the project. You know who the interested bidders are for that project. I'm encouraging you to get your quotes in. Once again, to reiterate a consistent messaging, this is how Aldot does business.
Okay. We appreciate everybody being on the line today, all of Supportive Services staff. I know everybody's busy. We appreciate you taking the time every month to join us so that we can all share upcoming events and information that we have. If nobody else has any questions, we are finished for today, but if any of the DBEs need information, you can always reach out to us. And we will be glad to answer any questions or share any information that we can.
Thanks for attending, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Have a great weekend.
Thanks, you too.